All right, folks, you know the old saying, watch what they do, not what they say. Well, now we're going to get to see what they're doing, and we're actually going to have a process for commercial banks to report their digital asset holdings, and this is being put out here by the Bank of England. So we're going to get into that. I got a few data points that I wanted to share with you guys. If you appreciate our content, please make sure that you have subscribed, hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our updates. And if you appreciate it, please like the video, drop a comment down below, and let me know what you think we should be reporting on next. I got a lot of topics to be covering, a lot of educational content on the way. So like I said, make sure you guys stay tuned for more. And let's make this a very quick session, straight to the point for you guys. Now, we got to start off with a major development. I haven't seen anything like this as long as I've been tracking and watching the COMEX vaults. Folks, take a look at this one. COMEX gold vaults drop 20 million ounces for the first time since April of 2020. Now, maybe that's an indicator of where we're at, right? When you consider everything that was going on during April of 2020, right? Right after the March 2020 simulation events, and they cleaned out the vaults for, I guess, for 20 million or maybe even a little bit more. But we haven't done this type of cleaning out or draining of the vaults since April of 2020, and we're talking 20 million ounces of gold being cleaned out in one day. We've been watching the silver. You're seeing here the gold. They got buyers showing up, and it is getting absolutely cleaned out. Truly incredible. Now, we also have insiders still dumping stock, and today we're going to be showing you guys right here. Chair and CEO Mark Zuckerberg continues to dump Meta at lightning speed with another sale of 59,000 shares for a total of $22 million. Now, it doesn't sound like much, right? But when you add up all of these sales by these insiders, it really starts to add up, and it really paints a very clear picture that they see what is coming next. And talk about insiders dumping, well, we have the U.S. government now letting us know they have filed a notice to sell $130 million worth of Bitcoin seized from Silk Road. So we've been going through it. Now they want to sell off Bitcoin that they've seized from Silk Road. The U.S. government is actually, by the way, one of the largest Bitcoin holders. They have a boatload of Bitcoin. And so, talk about insiders dumping. They have some incentives to watch this little Bitcoin experiment pump up a little bit more. We've also been having to go through the FTX bankruptcy process, and they've been dumping Bitcoin. They dumped $1 billion worth of Bitcoin, right? And there's a couple other issues that we're experiencing. Obviously, the spot Bitcoin ETF rally has died down from 49,000 back down below 40, and we've been below 39,000 here for a brief moment in time. We'll see and watch if this correction is going to continue. But a little bit of turbulence in the crypto space for sure. But we have to remember, with all this, we clean it all up from the FTX bankruptcies, from other crypto companies going bust, from the US government deciding to dump on us. We clean it all up. And then we're going to be beginning and entering in that next crypto bull run. It is coming here soon. And when we're trying to, watch these insiders dump, we're trying to watch the moves being made, watch what they do, not what they say, as we started off the episode. Well, the difficult part here about this is just figuring out what the heck Gary Gensler has been up to. We are literally having to file FOIA requests, Freedom of Information Act requests, to get our SEC chair's calendar. Now, this should be publicly posted. Every single day, at the end of the day, it should be posted and made available. What did he get done every single day? But not here in this America that we are currently living in, right? Filing Freedom of Information request, and we finally get it, and we see what they've been up to. On September 5th, it was a busy day with the Brads. We're talking about Brad Sherman, one of the biggest banker shills in Congress. And then we also had Brad Katsuyama, Chief Executive Officer of the IEX Exchange. Okay. And then we did a quick strategy refresh, reminder of who I work for. And he met with Elizabeth Warren and Senator Sherrod Brown, getting his marching orders from Elizabeth. I got a plan for that, Warren. On September 13th, Bitter Muppets Party, as he meets with, who is this? Speaking engagement at the Better Markets 15th anniversary Lehman Collapse Conference. Well, that's something to celebrate, I guess, right? Crypto is bad. You guys should write more comment letters telling me how great of a job I am doing. He's adding in his little note there. On September 22nd, damage control, meeting with the CFTC chair, Rostin Benham, and fighting over the territory and the jurisdiction they have been there, CFTC and the SEC. And then on September 30th, weekday, weekend strategy session on future collaborations and management tips. Phone call with Eric Williams, chair of the PCAOB, and phone call with Martin Grunberg, chairman of the FDIC, making sure that we are staying alive here. Now, as we've been saying, this is so backwards, and when you dig into it, it's corrupt as heck. And we're going to have to continue to apply pressure through the Freedom of Information Act request here for Chair Gensler's calendar, but that's just part of it. It's about holding these guys accountable. It's about speaking out, writing letters to our congressmen, voting in politicians, unlike Senator Elizabeth Warren, that are actually going to stand up for the American people and not just talk about it, right? Now, someone who is applying pressure and getting something done would be Meta Lawman here on Twitter. One of the lawyers that has been so gracious to comment on the SEC versus Ripple lawsuit, and he just made an appearance here on our good friend Brad Kimes' Digital Perspective show, and he spoke on the New York Department of Financial Services removing XRP from its green list after Judge Torres ruled that the XRP token is not a security. And he wanted to find out why. So he actually was, commending the New York Department of Financial Services because they've actually provided some level of clarity to investors in New York. They provided a green list, which states which cryptos can be sold by exchanges in New York. That's great, right? But for whatever reason, XRP was on the list. It was green lit, right? And then after Judge Torres gave us the historical ruling that XRP in and of itself was not a security, that's when the New York Department of Financial Services removes XRP from the green lit list. So Meta Lawman, has had to file similar to a Freedom of Information. It's a Freedom of Law request or something like that, I think he said. Same thing. And he's applying, and what he's doing is he's digging in here to see why they decided to remove. And he says by the end of the month, he's supposed to be getting his request filled. They've delayed. Apparently, they do have deadlines, but apparently they can just decide to delay them for whatever reason. So by the end of the month, we should get a little bit more insight on why they decided to delist XRP as a green lit crypto asset that, these exchanges could sell or offer to New York residents. And I always get it in the comments all the time. Let me know in the comments down below the current status of your state or your country too, as far as getting access to XRP, because I know that people are still having many issues. XRP being delisted off of some Canadian platforms. So let me know in the comments down below if you're having issues getting XRP still. If you're looking for a place to get XRP, I have a couple exchanges listed up down below at my website, zachrector.com, with all of our community resources. And I meant to mention that too after we talked about the gold vaults getting drained for 20 million. If you're looking to drain the vaults, whether it's crypto assets, whether it's precious metals, we got affiliates listed up at my website, zachrector.com, and it is a way to support the show. We really do appreciate it. Now, as I titled this episode, talking about the green light, we just got a notice from the Bank of England, and it was put out here on January 23rd. This is pretty new. Statistical Notice 2024-01. And this is a notice updating the definitions and guidance contained in the banking statistics yellow folder. Okay, they got themselves a yellow folder. Okay. And they say, at present, neither the general notes and definitions nor the classification of accounts guide provide any guidance on the statistical reporting of crypto assets. The ongoing review of international statistical standards will ultimately provide guidance on how to record these items for statistical reporting, which in turn will most likely require changes to current statistical requirements. In the meantime, please adopt the following guidance for statistical reporting of crypto assets. So they are providing guidance on how to report crypto assets, right? You have crypto assets designed to act as a general medium of exchange with a corresponding liability issued by a monetary authority, i.e. central bank digital currencies. Cash, right? The interim guidance, you treat them like cash, not issued by monetary authorities, i.e. stablecoins. Treat them like loans or other currencies. Crypto assets that only act as a medium of exchange within a platform or network, i.e. payment tokens, with a corresponding liability. Treat them as debt securities classified by sector, residence of issuer, and by original maturity, other currencies. Security crypto assets, which always have a counterpart liability. Debt security crypto assets and utility tokens. Equity crypto assets, right? And derivative crypto assets. And then they also note crypto assets acting as a store of value without corresponding liability. And they give the example of Bitcoin. Other assets, of which fixed assets, commodities owned, etc., other currencies, is how those are to be treated. Now, what a shocking idea and concept to actually provide guidance, right, to the commercial banks and the industry participants on how to actually just report digital assets, right? And they've gone ahead with the MiCA, which is part of the European Union. But we've also seen over there in England, they've stepped up with their FCA, the Financial Conduct Authority, is stepping up and providing clarity, unlike our SEC, where we're having to file Freedom of Information Act requests just to get his calendar, let alone getting clarity on crypto assets, right? And so you absolutely love to see this. And once again, this just reiterates the point. While we're seeing bad news, market down, price action is frustrating, and a lot of people have no more patience for it. I get it. But I put out this content and I share this with you to remind you that the Bank of England and the commercial banks and the largest institutions in the world are getting their ducks in a row. And although it's incredibly frustrating here in the United States that we have to fight as hard as we do just to get a level playing field and rules of the road, in other jurisdictions it's not like that. And they are really leading this transition into the fourth industrial revolution. So just hang on in there, folks. Remember, just stick to our plan. What did we say right here recently? Set our intentions, control your energy, and bring order to the chaos. That is what we're doing when it comes to showing up every day, trying to make sure that we're still going to have a job with all these recession layoff jobs that are all these layoffs that are taking place, right? Just making sure that we're going to have a job. Maybe it's time to start the side hustle, scale up our business. We need more income. We can focus on that. We can control that. We can bring order to the chaos that's trying to infiltrate our lives. And this is what's going to keep us focused, keep our eyes on the prize, and not forget what is being built out right now before us. For those with eyes to see, it's incredible what's being built out. This transition into the fourth industrial revolution is going to be massive as we watch the DLT space and the underlying crypto assets absolutely grow exponentially over the coming years. And as I put out the live show just here recently, a realistic XRP timeline, we talked about how the bull run that we're going to go into in 2024 and 2025 is just one part of this story. It's just the next stop as we reach our final destination. Now, is the final destination going to be a $100 XRP, a $10,000 XRP? Well, we'll find out. Is it going to be a $100 silver, a $500 silver? We're going to find out, and it's going to be an absolute joy taking the journey with you guys. If you appreciate our content, please make sure that you like the video, drop a comment down below, let me know how you're feeling, and we will see you guys in the next one. Everything's at my website, ZachRector.com. God bless you all.